Hello and welcome to the video. So in this video we will be seeing about the task reminder app. So this is the first page of the app where we can see two text views, that is hello and all tasks. As there is no task for now, so I am displaying the GIF image here. There is a add task button at the below. So this has all the text fields like task title, task description, date, time, event, and we can add a task. And also there is an calendar button on the right hand corner, so we can use this button to see the calendar. Like in this if there is a task assigned for example on 15th, so there will be a dot like thing below 15th displaying that there is a task that needs to be completed on 15th. So let's add in task. So I'll set the title as study, then the task description as Java, then the task date we will be select as 14th, then the task time may be around 1:30 p.m. So we can add an event like study, and that's just done, and we can add a task. So the task is added and the title as shown is study and the task description as Java. The date is set as the Thursday 14th July and the time as 1:30 p.m. This is the status of the task as upcoming or completed and all that. There are three actions that can be performed with the task, that is delete, update and complete. Like if you want to complete a task, then it will show like are you sure to mark this task as completed. So upon clicking yes, it will successfully complete the task and it will be removed from the list. So let me add another task. So maybe study as the title, then Java as the description, then date as 14th, then the time as maybe around 12:50 or maybe 50, yeah, and an event as study. So the task is added and we will receive a first reminder. Like this is the first reminder which is basically comes 10 minutes before the time which is set, and we will receive an exact reminder as 12:50 also. So let's wait for 12:50. So we will receive a reminder at 12:50. Like see, we have received a reminder at exactly 12:50. So we can close that. Upon closing, we can mark this task as completed. So it will be successfully removed. So this is all about the features of the application. So let's talk about the APIs and libraries which I have used while building this application. So Android X library, that like it is based on Android X. I have used calligraphy library for supporting different fonts. Butter knife for binding the IDs, like we don't need to use the find view by IDs, we can directly bind the IDs and start using it. For the database, we have used Room database, that is the database, and Glide library for displaying the different images, and lastly the calendar views. for displaying the calendar, fetching the calendar and displaying it.
Now let's see the code. So I will starting from the main activity. So this is what I said, the bind view. So we can directly bind the views and don't need to use the find view by ID. So next is the setup adapter. Here we are setting up the adapter, that is a task adapter in this setup adapter. And this is a set of code which I am using to set the alarm broadcast receiver, that is to register the alarm broadcast receiver. And this is the GIF image which I am using, that is the welcome GIF image. Now look at the layout files. So this is the main layout file which has two text views depicting hello and all tasks, and a recycler view for displaying the task list and an image after that. And at the bottom there is an add task button, and on the top right corner there is the calendar view image. So this is all about the main layout file. So in this create task bottom seed fragment, we have a layout called the fragment create task. In this, let's see this fragment create task layout. Is this layout has all the text views with the input fields like task title, task description, date, time, and event. And at last, there is an add task button. So this is all about this fragment create task layout. So in this create task bottom seed fragment, I am just initializing the alarm service, because at the bottom we need to register the alarm. Next is this add task button, that is set on listener of this add task button. It has a validate field function. So on clicking this add task, it will first validate the fields. So what those fields are, like every text field has a validate field to check whether all fields are not empty. If any of the field is empty, then it will raise a toast message depicting that this field is empty and we need to enter a value in that field. So this is all about the validate fields. This validate field is a boolean function. So if it returns true, then it enters into the create task function. So this create task function will call the room database for storing all the data provided by the user related to the task. So as I have said, we are using the room database for this application, for the database operations of this application. So let's look at the database files of this application. So first is the database client. So this is the client, that is the database client, and the name of our DB is the task.db. So there are a set of actions or the database actions which need to be done. So let's see those actions. So in this on database action, there is the select action, then the delete action from the task list, then directly inserting task into the task list, then specifically deleting a task using the task ID, then selecting a task using the task ID, and at last updating the task, the data, that is the data provided by the user specific to a task. We can update that using this database operation. So this is all about the database actions. So let's see the main activity again. So this each time this alarm broadcaster receiver is triggered, the alarm activity is called. So that's why we are registering this alarm broadcast receiver, so that the alarm activity is called each time it is triggered. So now let's see the application again. So let's add a task maybe exercise. then the description as maybe yoga, then task date we can select as 15th. Okay, then the task time we can set as maybe after 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Okay, then we can add an event as the yoga. Okay, then we can add a task. So the task is added, and now in this calendar view image we can see the calendar and see there is a dot like thing below 15 depicting that there is a task which needs to be completed on 15th. That is a task which we have created just now. So this is all about the task reminder app, and thanks for watching.